Hi there, it's Pete. I'm going to do a song today, Trail of the Lonesome Pine. It's a really, really old song, 1937. I don't know if you can remember Laurel and Hardy, that scene they do, that bar scene, absolutely brilliant. But I'm not actually going to do those higher and lower parts today. I think it might destroy my voice. But 1937, I think there's a movie, Way Out West. Yeah, I mean, they're so funny, Laurel and Hardy. Right, so I'm going to do it on the baritone ukulele today. So obviously you can play it on your guitar or any of the other ukuleles if you wanted to. I was actually watching the Laurel and Hardy sequence, where they hit all the head with the mallet. I was watching that and these chords came up and words. I thought, I've been looking for this for a very, very long time. Because the version I had a lot of sharps and flats and diminished chords and all sorts. So this version is very, very playable. So which is good news. So we got a C major, a G7, F sharp 7, which is the bar chord. It's quite easy to play. There is a little cheater chord if you wanted to in a minute. I'll show you that in a minute. So that's a F sharp 7. We've got a D7. We've got a G major. We've got an E7. We've got a B7. That version, I wanted to do that version, but it's too high for the song. So we've got that version. I'll tell you all the fingerings for the chords in a minute. B7, we've got an E minor, an A7. Right, so the first chord is a C major. So your first finger is in the first fret of string 2, and your fourth finger is in second fret of string 4. Play all the strings, that's your C major. The next chord, I'll do it in sequence. Next chord is a G7. So a G7 is just your first fret of the first string. Play all the strings, G7. Nice easy little chord. This is a little bar chord that I was on about. So it's taken from the F7 up here. You slide it down to the second fret and play all the strings. Put your second finger on the third fret of the third string, which is the G string. That is your F sharp 7. But the way I've been playing it, there's a little sequence here where you play that part, the G7, F sharp 7. What I've actually been doing is just borrowing those strings on the second fret, just so you can do it a little bit faster. But yeah, so really you'll think your third finger or second finger is in the third fret of the second string. But there's not much difference in the actual. If you just play that bar, I think that turns it into an A6. I mean, we've got an A7 in the song anyway, so it actually goes in the song. Right, so where are we to now? We done the D7, didn't we? There's a C7. So is that C, C7, A minor, A7. Yeah, so I think we got to the F sharp 7, didn't we? So we've got a G7, a G7, we've got a C, which we've done. I think we've done the D7. If not, I'll do it again. So a D7, your first finger is in the first fret of the second string. Your second finger is in the second fret of the third string. And your first finger is in the second fret of the first string. So that's your D7. Did we do a G? G is just 3rd fret, 1st string. Play all the strings. E minor is just the 2nd fret of the 4th string. Play all the strings. Nice. We've got an E7, which is quite a bassy, sort of nice bassy chord. I use that one in blues quite a bit. So, 1st finger is in the 1st fret of the 3rd string, and your 2nd finger is in the 2nd fret of the 4th string. So, E7. Yeah, the A7 version, I'm going to do that sort of version. I wanted to use that one, but it's too high. So the A7, I'm borrowing the 1st, 2nd and 3rd string, and with my 3rd finger, I'm in the 3rd fret of the 1st string, and I'm just using that middle finger just to give a little bit of pressure. Like I said, I wanted to use that 4th fret B7 as well, but too high. So we've got a B7 up here, which is your 1st finger. It's in the 1st fret of the 4th string, and your 2nd finger is in the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, and your 3rd finger is in the 2nd fret of the 1st string. That's B7. I'll go nice and slow in a minute, so you get all the chords nice. So really it's just a verse and a chorus, and then they do that little higher and lower part, which is quite funny. But like I said, I don't think I'll do that today. I don't think I'll attempt it. Right, so it's just running through the song now. So it's in the mountain in Virginia stands a lonesome pine. Just below is a cabin home of this little girl of mine. Her name is June, and very, very soon she'll belong to me. Neath that lone pine tree. That's the verse. So now it's the chorus. So it's a G7 to start with. In the Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia, on the trail of the lonesome pine, the pale moon shine, our hearts entwine. She carved her name, and I carved mine. Oh June, like the mountains are blue, like the pine, I am lonesome for you. There's an F major as well in it. I've just come across that one. F major. You can do your F major with that double stop. Or if you wanted to do an F major 7, just the 1st finger on the 1st fret of the 2nd string, 2nd finger on the 3rd, on the 2nd fret, 3rd string, and your 3rd finger is in the 3rd fret of the 4th string. But try and do that double stop if you can. Yeah, I just come across that. I missed that one, but that was right down in the chorus part. So I'll do that chorus again in a minute. So it starts at G7 in the Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia, on the trail of the lonesome pine, in the pale moonshine, our hearts entwine. Well, she carved her name, and I carved mine. Oh June, like a mountain I'm blue, like the pine, I am lonesome for you. And now I think he does it like a lower voice part. So I'm not going to attempt it because I will mess up my voice. So it goes in the Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia, the trail of the lonesome pine, the pale moon shine, our hearts entwine. She carved her name, I carved mine. Oh June, like a mountains are blue, like a pine, I am lonesome for you. Now I think they hit him on the head with a hammer, with the wooden mallet. Then he sings quite high. In the... I'm not going to do it, but in the Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia, on the trail of the lonesome pine, the pale moon shine, our hearts entwine. For she carved her name, and I carved mine. Oh June, like a mountain I'm blue, like a pine, I am lonesome for you. Great song, isn't it? Right, so I need to give you the chords now. So the chorus chords. No, I'll give you the verse chords first. So we got a C. On the mountain in Virginia. So that's a C. Stands a lonesome pine. So pine is a G7. Then you've got that little middle chord, which is an F sharp 7, or a C6 if you wanted. Sorry, an A6 if you wanted to cheat. And back to a G7. Just below is a cabin home. So just is a G7. Below is a C major. Cabin home of this little girl of mine. So of is a D7. Of this little girl is a G. Of mine is a G7. Her name is June. Very, very soon. It's a C major. So her name is a C major. June. Very, very soon. She'll belong to me. So she'll is a E7. Belong is a B7. To me is a E minor. Neve is a D7. That lone pine tree is a G7, F sharp 7, G7. So that's your verse chords. So now we'll do the chorus chords. So it's in the. So in that is a G7. Then it starts on the C. Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia. So in the G7, blue is C major. C major. Just wait for my clock to stop a minute. It's it's quite loud actually. So in the Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia. So in that is a G7. Blue is a C major. Ridge Mountains is an A7. Of Virginia is a D7. On the trail is a G7 of the lonesome pine. So we got a C, F sharp 7, G7. In the pale is a C major. Moonshine is an A7. Our hearts is a D7. Entwine, where she carved her name. We carved her name. I carved mine is a G7, D7, and the G7. Oh June, like the mountains are blue. So oh June is a C major. Like the mountains is a C7 blue. This is where the F comes in now. Like the pine, I am lonesome for you. So we got like a pine is a F major or F major 7. I am lonesome for you, which is a E7. So now it starts again in the blue rich mountains of Virginia, the trail of the lonesome pine. Right, that's the song. I hope you got the gist of that okay. Yeah, it's just one verse really, and it goes to chorus, then they do their higher and lower parts. But if you listen to the actual song which Laurel Hardy sings, oh, it's so funny. Then you should be able to get those two little parts with the higher and lower. I think it starts with the lower part first. Then he gets hit on the head, and then he does the lower part, the higher part, sorry. But yeah, that makes me laugh every time I see it. Absolutely brilliant song. Right, so hope that's helped you a bit. I'm glad I found this easier key to play it in, because the other one was very, very sharps and flats, diminished chords. Oh, horrible, horrible. So yeah, I'll catch you again. Bye there.